Hey, it's Finish Friday, and today I hope you'll join me in my very cold backyard to learn how to paint furniture white the right way. I had to say that slow because I'd say white, right, and I'd get it all mixed up. So anyway, yes, the process is a little bit different than other colors of paint because white has no pigment. And when you paint, particularly over something that is dark, you can get bleed through. So I'm going to go through that process today, and hopefully it will answer some questions. If you have any questions now or through the process, just leave them in the comments. I can see it. Anyway, okay, so let's get to it. This is a mirror that I have. It's a client's, and it, as you can see here, is a very, very dark walnut color. So the first thing you want to do before you paint any piece of furniture is to make sure it's clean. And you're going to hear me beat on this drum a million times, but you really need to make sure you clean it with clean slate. It will get rid of not only dirt and grime and dust, but wax. And it's particularly if you have a piece that you dust a lot, or if you have a piece that was around in the 1970s or before when they used stuff like wax dusting solutions. That stuff gives buildup over time, and it's impossible to paint on. So you could clean it a lot, but you really need to make sure that you get it off with this. Okay, so that's my first plug. So let me just explain a little bit about, so because white paint doesn't have pigment in it, or much pigment at all, depending on the white that you get, the tannins or stain or combination of both that is in wood or wood product will seep through the paint. This can happen with any kind of paint, but that's why, for instance, when you use, like, you paint walls and everything like that, you're going to use a primer. So because the chalk style paints that you use have, you know, moisture in them, that will draw the tannin or the stain out, and it will turn the paint like a yellow color, or you'll get these bubbles, and it's really, and then you, like, I didn't know this for the first couple of years I painted, and I would slap another coat of paint on it, and then another, and then I was like, to my fourth coat, I'm like, why isn't it going away? And again, because you don't have any plastics or anything like that in the paint, because it's natural to shield it, you are not, it's going to keep seeping through the paint. So no matter how many coats of paint you put on, it's still going to be there. And I know you don't want to paint more than 2 or 3 coats. So you're going to want to use a barrier between. So, but first, after you clean it, you're going to want to put down a layer of chalk paint first. And even though I just said it will seep through, you probably will see some seepage. The chalk paint acts as the adhesive component to your paint. So it's got calcium carbonate in it and other minerals, and that dries really hard. And that's going to give you, it's going to make your paint stick to the surface, especially if it's a shiny surface. So you're going to want to put that down first. And that's what I did here. Make sure that dries for a half an hour, dries to the touch. So I'm going to bring this inside, and it will speed it up, or you can use a hair dryer or heat gun to help speed that along. Okay, so I'll finish doing that. When this is dry, this first coat of chalk paint, then you have a couple options, but all of the options have to be shellac. Now, shellac is also natural, but it is from a beetle. It is, I'm sure you guys have heard of shellac. Now, because it's sunny out, and it's not raining, I'm going to use my spray shellac because it's faster. But if it was, I'd have to use the paint on, you know, put it on with the brush, because you don't want to spray anything indoors. So Zinsser, the brand, makes some shellac like this. It looks like this. Now, there are 2 kinds you can get. Like I said, the spray kind or the paint on kind. And you can get just pure up, straight up shellac, or you can get shellac based primer, which has a white paint in it basically. Again, just depending on your preferences and how dark the wood is or what kind of wood it is, you'll over time get to know, kind of notice what you like. When I paint it on, I like to do the shellac based primer because it adds an extra layer of white. But because I'd like to get this through this project relatively fast, I'm just going to use my spray. So you're going to spray or paint it on. Now that stuff should cure or dry for 24 hours. Now it'll dry fast to the touch, but you really want it to cure. So I know that's kind of a pain to wait, but spray it on, paint it on, and let it sit overnight. That's gonna give you your best results. And then when you're done, you're gonna go back over it with another coat of chalk paint. And I am using, you can't probably see this, but this particular mirror has lots of little divots and carvings in it. It looks like a shell. And so I'm using this brush to get in all those cracks and crevices. So you're gonna put the second coat of chalk paint, but the third coat of paint overall on top. And you're gonna let that dry for half an hour. Then you should be good to go. You can either wax it, or you can put matte sealer on it, or if you want like a shiny look, she has a shellac spray. Amy Howard at Home has a shellac spray, which is, you know, chalk paint is very popular with farmhouse looking items. You get a very matte look to it. If you want something more glam and shiny, then you can use like a shellac spray on top. So I hope that helped with that 3-layer process in that order. You'll have the best results. You're not going to have any bleed through, and then you're going to have a project that you're really proud of, and then that will last a long time and have great color to it. So I will drop, I'm going to edit this video when it's done, and I will put a link to the products in it, both for YouTube and Facebook. So look in the comments below, and if you have any questions about the process or the products, holler out. I'm at revivebyheidi@gmail.com, and you can always contact me through social media. Okay guys, happy painting. Have a great Friday. Bye.